It's a wet and slightly cold Monday morning. We've changed our day off this week so that we can get our car serviced. Yes, so the car's in the garage and I'm in the koi shed. So I thought I'd give you a quick run through of what we've been up to. Couple of issues that I've noticed due to piping errors on my side. Hopefully what I've got sort of like lashed up at the moment will work. If it doesn't, then please comment below. Obviously all information is greatly received, so stay there and I'll spin you straight around and show you what we're up to. The green sieve bin. Now let me move back, might get it all in a little bit better. So there it is. Now because I'm pumping, not bottom draining, it's going to macerate all the pond rubbish and the fish poo. So what we've done is we've got Cotswold koi sieve. Now I think it's a little bit too high. Got to drop it down slightly so that one can get into the lid up the top to clean out the filters. But we're going to have the input coming up through there, which will be through the bench, which will then have hopefully the UV mounted on the wall down there, so we can match it up with the incoming supply. Question is, am I right with the height of this? This doesn't need to be higher than the top of the filter, does it? It just needs to be higher than the inlet on the bottom. As long as the water level is higher in here, the water will flow down, that's the overflow, through the sieve, down the pipe, in through the vortex. It won't overflow this, it's going to push the water through and down and out. Sorry about the reflection. Down and out and through the bio filter on the end. Excuse me, that was my elbow. So that's my thoughts. Yep, got both the strainers in. So that's in. Might, don't know yet, remove this panel and block these holes off and turn this all into a static bed. Got to wait and see. Right, now down to the issues in question. Number one, bright spark here. Although this is all dry fitted here, got a few changes to make. One has noticed rather an issue. Tank connectors, if I undo this nut, tank connector wants to go that way. I've put them on the wrong way around. Okay, that does slightly help me, even though it just means I've wasted these, in as much as this, the overflow pipe, overhangs the edge of the bench, which isn't really what I want it to do. What I'm going to do then is to chop this off flush with this, get a new tank connector, something like so, and then that can screw into there in the right way so that when I undo it from the inside I can lift off the whole of this. Yes, we dropped the ball on that one, so for a few quid we're gonna have to change all of that. I only noticed it when I was working out what I was doing down there with these. So that will allow me to lift this lot inboard by an inch or so. So now then it won't be overhanging. I don't know if you can see that, it just overhangs the bench slightly. There. Now if I'd have thought about it as well, I could have put a 90° on here. Might still do, because that's only screwed into there onto the pipe, and 90° would have then turned it this way, so it would have possibly be more in line with that. So because I've currently got this which sticks out into the aisle, which doesn't stop me from walking through sideways. But if I tend to put on any more weight in my old age, then it's going to be a bit of a squeeze, so we shall wait and see. We've knocked up this little table. If it is right, I've got to just chop some off the legs. I think it will still work. Needs painting black, it's got to have a recoat. This will then be bracketed down onto here so it won't move. That may be bracketed, or just have chocks of wood fitted round here, as I've got some already, like so. So those chocks will go front and back, well, hopefully front and back, so that we can stop it from sliding or moving off. That's about where we're up to. Yeah, we managed to get the rubber boots they fit nicely. Just got to put the overflow in for this one. The overflow from this one will then run down, and being as I'm cutting that off down there, there'll be a T-piece going into there somewhere, so I can drop it straight in. So that'll make it all a lot easier. Okay, stay tuned, see what we get up to. Thanks for watching. So as you can see, destruction. It's all been taken apart, sawn off. I've numbered them so I can remember which way they go around. Fortunately, the overflow up there was just a straight undo and switch round, because there was no elbows, ball valves or anything else on it. And we didn't use the hacksaw quick flick. What we did use is we used the Bosch multi-tool down there. Superb piece of kit. If you haven't got one, have one for Christmas. As you can see, we've now fitted all three the correct way round. So now we're going to go and wash the ball valves out, get rid of all the swarf, and we'll dry fit it all, make sure it all fits. I'll show you where we're up to. Stay right there. Welcome back to Cooper's Koi. Show you what we've been up to. Piping lashed up temporarily. So what we're going to be doing is putting 92 out of here. Then going to be using one of these. There is. To reduce it down to 2 to 1.5. 1.5. Then he's going to run down and into there for the waste, or the overflow rather. We've got these to fit as well. We've got a 2-inch demountable and 1.5 inch demountable. They're going to go into here so that we can disconnect this, and if we need to we can then take this out and flush it and whatever else we need to do. Obviously demountable on there, which we've already got in the way, and we're going to be sticking another demountable down there so that then we can take the bio off if we need to. So I think you can see that it's coming on, and once I've got a few more bits and pieces together I'll snap right back to you, and you can see what we've been up to. Yesterday we managed to get up to quite a few bits and pieces, so we can now see that we've got the demountable coupling in here. We have solvent welded all of this lot together. We have solvent welded all of this lot together. Got another demountable there. This is ready. That is obviously where it's going to go out through the wall, so we can mark that up now. That's ready. Got to solvent weld those onto there, screw the cages back on, do the lock nut tuck down in the bottom. Next thing we've got to do is to knock 1 inch off the bottom of this, bring it down, and then we can finish off the waste or overflow from there. We've got the pipework sitting here, part of it, but don't know how much to cut off to drop that down into that one there. So that's good. This hasn't been solvent welded at all yet. What we've got to do is, going down underneath here, is the UV is going to be mounted on that back wall somewhere. So I've got to work out the pipework and the connections and everything for putting that into there, because it's going to go through the UV first. And the UV is sitting over there. So I'll put you up on the tripod and show you some high speed piping and whatever else we get up to. And as always, in a case like this, don't forget that Bob's your uncle. just to show you the tools that I use when I'm piping, for want of a better word. I've got a little piece here. Normal flat smooth file. Use that for just taking off any of the high spots around the edge of the pipe. Don't know if you can see those in there, just knock those off. Then use a deburring tool, and we put that in the inside of here like this, and as we move it round, takes off. Don't know if you can see that. Takes off that piece of swarf, so it gives you a clean inside, nothing to catch the frays on. And then normal piece of sandpaper or wet and dry paper, I do scuff the outside of my pipes up, and also just run around to take a little bit off the chamfers. Okay, now what I don't use is I don't use a hacksaw. What I do use is I use this, a DOMINOX pipe cutter, 2.5 inches maximum, so it cuts all the pipe that I need, so I don't go anything bigger than that. So what we do is we open said machine, pull, opens, measure the pipe to wherever we want, okay, line the line up with the blade, slowly crimp it together till it just starts to nick the pipe. Okay, don't know if you can see that too well. Hold the pipe in there square and just keep pressing. Yeah, I know it looks crude. It cuts through the pipe perfectly square. None of this masking tape around the outside, saw blocks or anything else like that. So if any of you are interested in this DOMINOX, I got it off from the old Amazonian place. I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, that has been one of the best buys I've ever bought. So some people say not to, some people say do, some people say use solvent cleaners. I've always used a little bit of sandpaper or wet and dry or wire wool just to scuff the surface up. Once you get it scuffed all the way around, what I then do is I then hold the sandpaper in the palm of my hand and then just twist it like that. And there you have one perfectly deburred, cleaned pipe end, ready to solvent weld. Same with the other end, and I'll get it onto the overflow for the upflow filter my foot. Get it onto my sieve overflow. That's where the over came from. Gotta say, I've been watching some good new YouTube koi people. Can't for the life of me remember what they're called. Koi Central, that's one of them. Catching up with what he's been doing. Sharpies. I know Sharpie's been around for some time, but I have managed to catch up with Sharpie. So I've caught up with Sharpies. Plus all the old favourites still out there. But a couple of weeks time I'll do a run through my favourite channels, and I know Eden Koi's done one. I'm not going to ask for videos from people. I'm just going to go through the favourite ones that I like and put links up. There's quite a few people, Koi Soldier being one of them, who has, I think, broke all the world records for pond building. Never seen a pond go up so quick in all my life, and the attention to detail, the different techniques that he's employing, it's just amazing, just amazing. You know, I really wish I could expend that sort of money, but some of us can, some of us can't. Really good. So cheers. When you're doing your joints, remember to do both of them. Reason being is, if you put that one on and that one's in an enclosed space, it's sometimes quite hard to get to. So if you're doing both now, you know you've done them. Solvent weld on 725. Yeah, wet and dry, fastest stuff in the business. So be warned, once you get it on there, get it stuck together. Run it round the end of the pipe, like so. Send him down there, and inside of the joint, like so. So we've got the two bits coated, and then I just simply push. I'm not a twister. There you go. Give that a couple of minutes. Well, it's dry already, but just give it a couple of minutes and jobs are good. And as Andy says from Derby Coy. That's how I solvent weld and cut pipe. So I'll stop it there because all I'm going to do is keep piping. But catch me back and I'll show you where I've got up to. Good afternoon everyone. So following on from what you've seen previously when we do my pipe work, I'm now trying to figure out the UV and the piping on the UV. The existing pipework which I've got piped up was for vertical installation, loads of space, all the other bits and pieces. So where it's got to go now is under the bench. We're restricted on height. We've got 23 inches, I think, 23 and a half inches. So supposed to try and mock it up and figure out what, because pipe work has got so expensive now. I mean, we're talking £6.70 or something like that for a 45-degree 2-inch. So what I've done is I've got one of each and I've drawn it out. So we'll just duck under the table and I'll show you what we've been doing. So yeah, good old pencil and paper. What we have is, sorry about that. What we have is the UVs there. This is lying down as it should be showing on the. So the thing that you can see on the right hand side over here, that's where it's going to go into this. I've then got the swept tee with a ball valve. Is going to be connected onto this, screw in at the top, UV out, bypass, it's going to run through here, and then on the other side we've got the elbow onto a ball valve. This time we've got these two sitting horizontally as opposed to vertically, 245s, swept tee in, so it means it's going to be shunted down to the right. The inflow will have to be where it will flow in from, and it allows me now to sort various bits and pieces through. So that's what we've mapped out. And do some boarding and some painting. Coming back up to show you what we've done and what we finished. We've now got the overflow on the sieve done with the demountable coupling. We've now got the feed for the sieve, demountable coupling, hole in the table down there, sorry for the slight twist. So that's done. That'll allow me to connect up that. So we've got all the pipe work now is all welded up here, all connect, marks out where the table's going to go. So this afternoon we're going to do some painting. We're going to paint the table, we're going to paint the bench underneath here, and we're also going to put a board on the back so I can mount the pipe work and everything on. So stay there, and once we've painted everything, we shall be right back.